Hello everyone! Just a couple of days ago, AYANEO unveiled their very first dual-screen Android handheld gaming device, signifying that the domestic Android handheld market has officially entered the dual-screen era this latter half of the year. So today, I've come here to the China Joy 2025 exhibition to give you all a first-hand experience of what it feels like to use this machine. First, let's examine the device's exterior. Here's its thickness. While not exceptionally slender, it's noticeably thinner than AYANEO's dual-screen Windows handheld, making it appear less bulky. The front panel features a CNC metal finish, offering a high-quality feel. It also boasts linear triggers, and the trigger buttons are quite substantial. The sides of the grip are ergonomically designed with protrusions, and adjacent to the shoulder buttons, there are also these two customizable buttons. I'd say the overall appearance of the device is very similar to AYANEO's Windows dual-screen handheld, the Flip DS. It's a shared design language across the family. In terms of weight, it feels quite substantial. I'd estimate it's over 500 grams when you pick it up, but then again, it does feature a large 8000 mAh battery. For connectivity, there's a TF card slot, but it lacks a 3.5mm headphone jack. Additionally, there's a single Type-C port, but you won't find any other ports located on either side of the grip. Let's power it on and take a look. Both screens are quite large this time around. The top screen is a 7-inch 16:9 120Hz high refresh rate OLED panel, while the bottom screen is a 5-inch 4:3 LCD that isn't high refresh. With these aspect ratios, the top screen is well suited for playing modern games, and the bottom one is more appropriate for retro games. You can definitely see that the bottom screen is quite sizable. Therefore, just using the bottom screen for gaming is perfectly acceptable. Regarding its specifications, this device is equipped with a Snapdragon G3X Gen 2 processor, a chip AYANEO regularly uses in their high-end Android handhelds. Its performance is roughly equivalent to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, making it more than sufficient for playing retro emulators, particularly 3DS or NDS emulators, which greatly benefit from its dual-screen feature. Furthermore, it also brings about more varied usage scenarios, such as monitoring data, researching guides, or viewing videos, among other things. However, when operating two applications concurrently on both screens, you must manually tap the screen to alternate control of your joystick and button inputs. This is precisely what we refer to as the window overlap and focus issue. Currently, none of the dual-screen handhelds on the market seem to have achieved intelligent switching. Manual interaction is still required. To set it up, for instance, if I'm scrolling through a guide or switching to a different video on the bottom screen and I want to return to the top screen to continue my game, I need to remember to tap the top screen. Okay, so as you can see, both of these screens are excellent in terms of color, display brightness, and viewing angles. Also, I was quite concerned about having one OLED screen and one LCD screen, wondering if they would have inconsistent visual experiences, but that issue didn't appear at all. Both screens offer an excellent viewing experience and colors are very consistent. Now let's examine the device's hinge. It unfolds completely flat to 180 degrees and can securely hold its position at any angle. The hinge mechanism feels incredibly robust and precisely adjusted, with absolutely no looseness, providing a reassuring sense of stability. It stays exactly where you set it, thanks to the well-calibrated damping, but once it goes beyond 135 degrees, it will automatically flatten. It cannot hover between 135 and 180 degrees, but that's not a major issue. Overall, the machine's appearance, craftsmanship, texture, and screen performance are all quite good. Regarding the joysticks and buttons, even though they are recessed, they use Hall effect joysticks, and their travel and feel are decent. However, there seems to be a slight cross-shaped magnetic pull. I'm not sure if a future software update can resolve that. The function buttons and D-pad have short travel, but they feel incredibly comfortable, they're responsive, crisp, and effortless to use. However, because of the D-pad's short travel, executing complex moves in fighting games might prove a bit challenging. Next, let's take a look at the software interface on the secondary screen. As the upper and lower screens are distinct, all front-end functions can be placed on the secondary screen, effectively serving as a dedicated game assistant. After numerous iterations, AYANEO's front-end software has truly matured, so there's not much left for me to explain. Its ability to access and fine-tune various settings and functions within the interface is remarkably intuitive and user-friendly. You'll also find real-time monitoring of parameters and frame rates, along with easy adjustments for different button modes. All of these features are incredibly straightforward to operate here. Essentially, this secondary screen transforms into the device's true control console. However, this console software likely isn't the final version yet, because in earlier promotional videos, we observed 3 icons situated in the bottom left corner that were designed to manage the dual-screen interactive modes. These icons are absent in this current version. They are supposed to enable functionalities such as distinct display outputs for each screen, single screen extension, or even swapping the displays between the two screens. So, unfortunately, today I wasn't able to demonstrate that to you. I really hope AYANEO can follow up with proper software optimization for this dual screen feature. In this console, I actually found an option to adjust whether the triggers are in button mode or linear trigger mode, but after trying it, I discovered it's not a physical adjustment, merely a modification to how the key value is triggered. If this could be a physical adjustment, that would truly be incredible. Furthermore, among the icons in this console, there are still some original ones. The icons from the Android system's pull-down menu have also been integrated into this secondary screen, making it incredibly convenient to use. Furthermore, the console's UI design is exceptionally clean, with a strong aesthetic appeal. AYANEO has certainly excelled in the software department. However, the demo unit currently on display at the booth doesn't come with any emulator software pre-installed. Thus, for the device's primary function, which involves 3DS, and as for 3DS and NDS and other dual-screen retro emulator games, we simply can't demonstrate them for you today. Alright, so that concludes my initial hands-on experience with this AYANEO Flip dual-screen Android handheld. What's particularly interesting is that at the very same booth, just 2 devices over, we find its competitor, the ONEXSUGAR dual-screen transformation Android handheld, which we just showed you a few days ago. This device can switch between single and dual screen modes through its unique transformation. If you're interested, you can check out my previous video. I'm not sure why, but these are both dual screen Android handhelds, yet the AYANEO one we're sharing today features a flip design, boasting exquisite and solid workmanship, truly playing it safe, whereas the ONEXSUGAR has a very innovative, well-designed, and creative transforming form factor. So, which of these 2 dual-screen handhelds do you like more? Alright, that's everything for this video. If you're interested, please feel free to follow us. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.